search and destroy. You toss down that smoke, and at the very least, it would bait replays out of his position because he has to check the bomb. So round one does go over to Red Reserve, and speaking of them, they're going to be on the offensive side. Looking through the X-ray vision, looks like Scraps has the sniper out.
It was pretty unsuccessful yesterday on London Docks search and destroy with the sniper rifle. We'll see if maybe he has a little more success today, as Zero could be drawn into the first fight of round number 2. Wisely backs away, doesn't want to give away his life, waiting for Scraps to just try and find some form of an opening. There's going to be replays down to the other side of the map playing so slow. Zuma needs to be careful because Rated is looking at that cross, and Rated ultimately finds one. Zuma is there to trade it out, and Joe's in hot pursuit of Zuma. He's going to get traded out as well from behind. It was attached that was there, forces a 2v2 with 50 seconds still on the clock.
And look, whenever you see these even trades go down on the map and search and destroy, by the way, bye-bye replays, with those even trades will always favor the offensive team because you're spreading the defense thin. They have more area on the map to watch with less players, and now it's all down to Attach. A 1v2 situation for him, but fortunately, these Red Reserve players are spread out, but Attach, he's going to get shot in the back. 2 rounds played means 2 rounds won for Red Reserve.
A nice early start here to the search and destroy. Just got to keep that momentum rolling now. Don't allow FaZe to really get a foothold here in London Docks search. There's a look at the final kill that came from Zero. Ultimately, not much Attach can do when he's being shot in the back like that. But heading into round 3 now. Of course, sides flip, and curious to see what kind of strategy we get. We haven't seen a full-on A push yet. Admittedly, you know, Scrap sniping, trying to open things up. Yeah, only 2 rounds gone, but I love that smoke A push. I really do. But it's going to be a B push here from FaZe.
And this is almost essentially a blank counter from Red Reserve. The kill is starting to go in their favor as well as Zero finds first blood, even though he's traded. Joe is there to bring the man advantage back in favor of Red. And now they have the crossfire set up, the angle's covered, and take a look at number 5. Joe's going to just cut off the rotation back to A.
And that's the key, right? He thought about pushing straight through and trying to just trade out the round. Instead, he wisely says, hold on a minute, this is 3v2, we have numbers. I'm going to watch the full rotation, the full flank all the way back. We have him essentially pinned in. There's nowhere realistically FaZe can go without at least winning a miraculous.
I want to say, like, hug the wall at the right moment, right?
Like that.
Or you just miss your shot. And look, that's the second time today we've seen Joe miss easy kills like that. He did it in a 1v1 against Saints when they were going up against Echo Fox. He had the cover behind the bomb as well and lost that.
I feel like the issue there was he saw Priester, and he was tracking Priester, and replays just held that wall, made sure he had no idea where he was. And ultimately, Joe just kind of caught in 2 minds, but it does force a 2v2, and more importantly, FaZe of course decided to go all the way back to B. Scraps, one shot, is he going to escape? No, he's not. Replays, another 1v1 situation for him. This time, it's against Rated. Bomb is being planted. Will Replays get to cover? He's going to be a little unfortunate there. He's going to run into a Rated who simply does not miss those shots, and 3-0 now. The advantage for Red Reserve.
Yeah, I was going to say, those are moments that, you know, Rated lives for, those 1v1 clutch moments just to assert his dominance. And speaking of Rated, I feel like he's also Mr. Game 5 as well. Every time I watch this guy play Game 5, he must average, you know, well over 10 kills. But let's speak about that Joe play one more time. I feel like that's a good example of how he's evolved as a player, you know, over the course of the year. If you put Joe in that same exact situation at, like, the first event of the year, he's 100% sprinting through the flank and trying to force those engagements. But this time around, he slows down, plays his position. Even though he misses the shot and doesn't find the kill, still that's the right play to make. Slow down, cut off the flank, and make sure that that option's no longer available for FaZe.
And you're just bleeding time off the clock at that point, forcing FaZe to make a play, and of course it was Replays that did it. Scrap still with the sniper rifle out though. As it stands, no first bloods for him, but he is sitting at 3-1. We'll see if he does find maybe a pick of water steps, but FaZe know he's going to snipe, right? So you have to respect it. Will he find the pick on Attach, though? He's Attach could be in trouble. Attach lands some good shots. Scraps forced to back away.
And fortunately, no one from FaZe pushed up inside the docks window, so that angle cut off. So Scraps could have gotten traded out from that spot.
I think Replays is a little afraid after he did it last time, right? Scraps found that small angle. Potentially Rated falls for first blood. He will. Priester with a good grenade just to find that final bit of damage he needed. So, advantage now.
Yeah, and one thing to look out for is Red Reserve, when they match up against Rise Nation on this very map and mode, they had a lot of first bloods under their belt, but they still lost the game overall. I think they got like 7 or 8 first bloods, but still lost it in that many rounds. Anyways, in this round, man advantage in favor of FaZe. You still have Replays defending strong over towards the A bomb site. Joe gets caught being a little overly aggressive, but those are the timing plays that Red Reserve love to go for it. If Joe finds the right timing there, he finds to come to replay. Speaking of replays, he falls by the hands of Scraps. So now all of a sudden we have ourselves a round, but only 15 seconds remaining. They have to go for the plant.
Scraps has just kept Zero alive there. Don't underestimate how important that truly was. Bomb, of course, is being planted 2v2. Priester, he's going to spot Scraps very, very soon. Bear in mind, Zuma wins the other fight. And that is a clean retake from FaZe Clan. And more importantly, win their first round here in the search and destroy, and they're just going to slow down that Red Reserve momentum.
Yeah, because there just wasn't a lot of time remaining. Scraps was trapped on the bomb after the plant. Zuma holds the window. Like, you're going to win that engagement 9 out of 10 times at least. And then they had the last player isolated over towards the docks. Good round win for FaZe, though. They're on the board. They stopped the bleeding for the time being. But now it's going to be Red Reserve entering a defensive round. We'll see what they have in store for us, because that's where they struggled against Rise.
This is where you really want to see that FaZe Clan momentum. Just get strung together a little bit, make it 2 in a row, put the pressure back on Red Reserve. And of course, you do have one player there relatively close to streaks. I believe it's Priesta, who has bomb in hand as well. Can he try and make the play over towards B? It sends everyone kind of splitting, spreading across the map for FaZe as they look for first blood, and it's Priesta himself that gets it at 0. That opens up the B site instantly. He should go for the plant as Joe finds a pick mid-map. If you're replays, you have to watch mid-gate here, surely, because you know that as bomb's going down, no cover for Priesta, who was so close to streaks, forces the 2v2, and
Joe's hopping right on.
Joe just goes straight for it. Joe's dead here. Replays, he's not going to allow a Ninja Defuse to come through. Scraps now at the other side of the map, and guess what? If you're replays, you got another moment where you have to try and clutch up.
A 1v1. This time it's Scraps going against replays. And Scraps, he started this 1v1 down towards the bottom left-hand side, like over towards the crane, and he's going to wrap all the way around.
Very loud,
though. He's loud, though. His replay's going to hear him. Coming around on the back, doesn't check his corner. Yeah. Sloppy shots, but replays finishes up the kill. And really quick, just breaking down that round, you could clearly see how Red Reserve have adjusted their defensive round, stacking way over towards that A bomb site. It allows replays to push right through B, gain that forward position over towards the bus. Winds up with being what wins FaZe the round. So 2 rounds in a row here for FaZe.
And you have to feel Scraps had Mountain on in that situation.
Maybe.
He's probably getting that kill.
Or if he checks right instead of left, it's just one of those plays.
True. Very true. But that was what you wanted from FaZe Clan. A little bit of momentum, 2 rounds now in a row. Can you stretch it to 3? Obviously, it would have been great if Priesta was able to stay alive in that situation, keep the streak alive. But no extra utility on the likes of FaZe Clan. Is now Red Reserve on the attack. It's going to be Rated leading the charge with a bomb. And of course, they've definitely targeted the B site once again.
Scraps puts the sniper away for this round, trying to bring some aggression through lights, and if he pushes on forward, he can find first blood first team. No! He loses the engagement to Priesta, but the trade is there from Rated as the grenade connects. Speaking of Rated, he's on your screen now. Finds the follow-up kill into attach, but more trades back and forth between both these teams as it's all down to Joe.
And Joe with a sub is pinned. FaZe know exactly where he is. Replays should just check, tag him up. Zuma can hunt.
You're not getting out of that.
3 in a row for FaZe Clan. It was looking comfortable. Very comfortable for Red Reserve. But all of a sudden, the first bloods start changing a little bit. Priesta with 2 in a row. Just a simple conclusion to that round.
And this is one example of what makes FaZe such a dangerous team to play against. They're able to switch things up at the flip of the switch, change the pace, and really make those mid-game adjustments. That is what allowed them to become our Stage 1 champions. This is why they're such a formidable team. It's tough for Red Reserve to track everything that's going on around the map because they could, like I said, FaZe switch things up from round to round. And that's a great constant that they have that I see other teams don't do. Because they use a frag grenade, they could stop this middle push from Joe just because Priesta always puts a frag grenade at that entrance of fire.
And now all of a sudden, Attach kind of has a moment advantage. Doesn't look like he's going to push it just yet, but wisely just waiting, being very patient. Bomb is already being planted at B. Zero played it very passively. Zuma's going to force him to back away just to secure the plant, and now it just comes down to post-plant positioning. And FaZe look great. They have pretty much their entire back covered, so it's just going to come down to winning the fight from mid-map and winning the fight from this point.
And I brought it up a little bit earlier, but you could clearly see how Red Reserve have adjusted their defensive plays after playing against Rise Nation. And this round, it's all FaZe Clan. It's shaping up to be 4 rounds, 1 in a row for them.
And this was the issue on this map, if you remember, with Red Reserve on their search and destroy defensively at B. They played it so passively to the point where players were just walking in saying, all right, I have a 1v1. Sometimes I don't even have to fight the 1v1. Yeah. I'll just plant the bomb. And I think that's FaZe watching some of the VOD from yesterday's game saying, you know, we should have our way every round at B.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw even the late round win condition for them. They had replays played all the way over towards the border side of the map. So even if they lost, players over towards light, over towards front cold, they still have that extra angle from the water stairs to rely on that to win the round.
And 2 key things to note. Replays close to streaks, and as well as that, Priesta close to streaks. So both players with a good last round. Streaks would almost certainly secure this London Dock search and destroy and level up the playing field 1 map apiece. But it comes down to who is going to make the play. Zuma, he's going for the traditional Zuma Russian. Zuma flank shooting plays in the back, and that's going to be a double from him. Oh, wonderful stuff. And now he's close to streaks as well. This has gone from fantastic to terrible for Red Reserve. Scraps puts a stop to that. Still a 3v2 and Attach wisely doesn't want to commit. They know they have bumped down, and they should also have the information now on what both Red Reserve players are.
I wonder if Rated just didn't even react to the call out there. As Zuma gets first blood, you should immediately react and see the red dot on your minimap that there's somebody located inside barrels, but still a strong round here for FaZe. They have the man advantage. They're about to get the bomb under their control as Red Reserve. Zero picks it up, attaches force back a little bit.
Good jiggles.
Trying to move up through B-Dom, but he might get caught out here as it's going to be Priest kind of closing the gap in for mid.
So this is beautiful from replays because they have no idea he's there. And now, so close to streak. Yeah. Zero ultimately does get traded out. You would have maybe liked, if you're a FaZe Clan fan, bomb to be planted so you could get the extra points for a defuse. But at this point, so late in the game, just take the round win, right? Put yourself now at that point.
And Red Reserve are one of the best teams at doing exactly that. They know that FaZe kind of want them to plant the bomb, so they're going to wait until it's a manageable position before they would go for that objective. I mean, they're one of the smartest teams at, counting out score and make sure that, if it was one of their own players that was close to streaks, they would feed them every point possibly available to try to kickstart them to earn some streaks. But this is what now? 5 rounds won in a row for FaZe? Like, Red Reserve are now falling flat in the mid game here.
And Attach played that very, very well as well. Playing his live, jiggle peeking, consistently getting the information to the point where they knew where Red Reserve were pushing, and they had no other choice here, though, in round number 9. First blood again for Priesta. That's his 4th so far. Wonderful stuff from him, and Zero will level the playing field, but Priesta, he's hungry. He knows he's one shot. He's going to challenge all day, and Red Reserve are just dropping right in front of your eyes, rated for a 1v3 clutch. Replays should be coming in and cleaning up the kill. He does, and FaZe Clan cool, calm, and collected 6 rounds in a row in map 2.
Yeah, I mean, Red Reserve, they were looking like they were going to jump out to an early 2-0 lead as they won the first 3 rounds playing that search and destroy, but ever since then, FaZe, they get their first round and don't look back. As you just said, 6 rounds in a row. Red Reserve had no response.
And it looked very similar to the Rise Nation match yesterday. It looked very, very similar indeed. It just felt as if FaZe Clan had done their homework, done their research, and to your point, fantastic mid-round adjustments. They won 6 rounds in a row. We are all tied up here in this losers round 2 matchup, 1-1. When we come back, we're heading to capture the flag.